Good morning, William.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Good. So we thought we would just talk a little bit about BLM's goals for the NCA, this National Conservation Area, where we are here today, and then open it up for questions. William, I know you prepared some thoughts and some notes for people to understand what is the Black Rock Desert and how it is that we're allowed to be here.
Yes, so thank you. Good to be here. Thanks for the invitation. And wanted to share some background information on the NCA and how the NCA came to be and came to exist. So for those who aren't familiar, the name of the NCA is the Black Rock Desert High Rock Canyon Immigrants Trail National Conservation Area. So I also think we hold the record for the longest name of the NCA as well. So with that being said,
it is hard out here. It is hard. These elements are challenging, and no matter whether you're in a tent or an RV or a yurt or whatever, you're going to face a little suffering while you're out here. And I think with BLM and our relationship, we face a little suffering sometimes, but that has kind of made us stronger. And I appreciate so much our communication and cooperation over the past months and years.
What's the most suffering between
The question was, what causes the most suffering between Burning Man and BLM?
you want me to answer?
You try.
You try.
From my perspective, and again, suffering is not always a bad thing. But I think if you want to put it in that context, the biggest thing is trying to make sure that, we as a land management agency make sure and always remember the reason these special areas like the NCA are designated is because of their very unique and special values. So we want to make sure that those values are protected, if you will, and maintained even with the multiple use mandate. So I think the biggest thing there would be trying to make sure all of that is adhered to without compromising or constraining the culture of the event. And I think that has been the biggest thing in trying to find a common ground where both of those things can be accomplished and accomplished successfully.
The mentality that our values and their values, whoever the they other is, that our values are somehow different. And if we're going to protect our values and their values, somehow there isn't this connection. And so that, I think, has been the work that we've been really trying to do, is find a place where both of our values can breathe and marry. Any other questions? Partnership between the Earth Guardians, the Black Rock Rangers, and the civilian side of BLM, and it's called Leave No Trace Outreach Program. And we travel together through the playa, really just looking for black water, gray water, and other spills, fuel storage, because a lot of people who are out here for the first time may not even understand what comes out of your vehicle and how it affects the playa. And the playa is alive. I mean, I think it's important for us to recognize that we see this alkaline desert base and we see people biking and walking all over it, but it ends up, there's fairy shrimp eggs here, there's some other interesting, very small creatures that when the rains come and the winter comes and this becomes a shallow lake, those little creatures come back up and they're food for the migratory birds. So there's totally an ecosystem out here that we need to remember and respect. And I really appreciate what you said, William, that this is something that we can all get behind 100%. And anytime you have feedback or concerns around the ways in which either Burning Man or BLM are behaving, we want to know. We want your feedback so we can keep improving it for future years.
The most common thing, and in past years, you know, we haven't had a whole lot of integration with local law enforcement. So that is kind of picked up, and some of the things that, you know, we may have been looking for or been had to be responsible for just due to the situation in past years, kind of not so much as that concern for us now that we're having other law enforcement integrated into the event. So for us, it's still the enforcement of the compliance of leave no trace, tread lightly, and that's the biggest thing for us. And it's really based on what Rosalie said. I mean, the playa is a living ecosystem, and we got to make sure we can't have oil spills, we can't have black water and gray water spills. We can't really have any contamination of the playa for those very reasons, because when we're all gone, the playa comes to life. And so we have to make sure that it can still do that after we come and everything's said and done, and we walk away, and make sure that possibility is still there without being compromised.
We are a super unique event in the world, and in BLM's even mandate, we are sort of outstanding. And when we think about our commitment together to enjoying the natural world and to exploring creativity and self-expression in the natural world, it makes me feel really good about the work we do together. And I look forward to continuing to work with you in the coming years to make sure that we continue to be outstanding and exemplary in this regard.
Yes, thank you. Same here. And I'll close with this. And this is one of the things that Rosalie and I, as well as BRC, discusses a lot. It's not just BRC and BLM trying to make this happen. It's the whole entire event that plays an important role of accomplishing this and making this happen. Education and outreach is key, because like Rosalie said, we have a lot of first-timers, a lot of newcomers who don't understand what we just explained, and it's important for people to share that information with others, and so that they know that it's an effort of all of us that comes together that's able to make this happen. Because it really is true, one bad apple can spoil the whole barrel. And you know, even though we try not to look at it that way, but just in some cases, that's how it turns out. So we want to try to keep everything together, in line. That's why we work very hard at what we do year round to make this event happen. And I think we should all share the message with everyone that, you know, we need to leave no trace and tread lightly and make sure that the playa is around for years to come, and we can keep working together to make things come together.